Talk about a roller coaster ride. We're diving into Aurora Solar Technologies, and their latest report is a wild one.
Definitely keeps you on your toes.
It does. Record revenue sounds great, right?
Eh,
But then you see their main market, China, is slowing down. How does that even add up?
It's a classic case of adapting or getting left behind. Aurora is really showing how it's done, especially in a market as unpredictable as solar.
So we're talking about their diversification strategy.
Exactly. They haven't put all their eggs in one basket, geographically or in terms of their products.
Okay, let's break that down. They're raking in record revenue, but China's cooling off. What's filling that gap?
Well, for starters, remember their acquisition of BT Imaging back in 2022?
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal.
Huge. That's been a game changer for them. They're seeing some serious growth from BT imaging, especially in new markets like India and Japan, even here in the US.
So spreading out globally, hedging their bets, makes sense. What about their product line, though? Still all about those inspection systems.
That's where things get even more interesting. They're definitely branching out. Aurora's moving beyond just inspection to become a bigger part of the whole solar panel production process.
Okay, now you've got my attention. What does that actually look like?
Think inline production systems, for one.
Inline production systems, you got to elaborate on that.
Basically, it means integrating quality control throughout the entire manufacturing process. Instead of just checking for problems at the end, they're catching them as those solar cells are being made.
Ah, I see. So like preventative maintenance, but for solar panel production.
Exactly. And that's just one piece of the puzzle. They're also developing a powerful software platform, what they're calling an intelligent PL platform.
Intelligent PL platform, huh?
Oh,
All right, break it down for me. What makes it so special?
Well, PL imaging, that's photoluminescence imaging, is already a powerful tool to find defects in solar cells. But Aurora is taking it up a notch.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me the rundown.
Imagine this. You can look at a solar cell, and instead of just seeing the surface, you can see the hidden flaws inside.
Oh, wow. That's really important.
Right. And their platform takes this visual data and uses algorithms, machine learning, all that good stuff, to analyze it in real time.
So it's like giving manufacturers X-ray vision for their solar cells, but then having a supercomputer analyze everything it sees.
You got it. And that's where the intelligent part comes in. This platform doesn't just point out defects. It tells you how those defects are going to affect that cell's performance down the road.
Wow. So you're saying they're predicting future problems before they even happen.
Precisely. It's like having a crystal ball for your solar cell performance.
Yeah.
And that is huge GE for manufacturers.
I bet. So they can weed out those low-quality cells early on,
Yeah.
make their panels better overall.
You got it. Efficiency, lifespan, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, impressive stuff.
Yeah.
But let's switch gears for a sec. Their report mentioned something about China and how all the geopolitical stuff is impacting their strategy there. What's the deal with that?
Well, China's been the big kahuna in solar manufacturing for a while.
Right, for sure.
But lately, all the global shakeups have everyone thinking about, diversifying those supply chains.
Yeah. So basically, people are looking for other options besides China.
Exactly. And that's where Aurora's strategy, not putting all their eggs in one basket geographically, really pays off. They're not completely dependent on the Chinese market anymore.
Which has got to be a relief for anyone worried about, well, everything going on right now.
Absolutely.
And speaking of things that are probably a relief, they mentioned getting a 2,000 AUD trade facility. What's the significance of that?
That's all about fueling their growth. Basically, it gives them more financial wiggle room to ramp up production, dump more money into R&D, maybe even make another acquisition. Who knows?
So thinking long-term, big picture stuff.
Yeah, you could say that.
And since we're on the topic of big picture, futuristic stuff, we got to talk about these tandem cells they mentioned. Sounds like something straight out of Star Trek.
Tandem cells are the cool new kids on the solar technology block. Basically, they're designed to blow traditional silicon cells out of the water when it comes to efficiency.
More efficient. How does that even work?
It's about capturing more of the sun's energy, even the wavelengths that regular solar panels miss.
Okay, now you're blowing my mind.
These tandem cells use layers upon layers of different materials, kind of like a solar power sandwich, to soak up as much energy from the sun as possible.
So we're talking about layering solar panels on top of each other, but like microscopically.
That's the gist. And get this, Aurora has already figured out how to image these things, which means they're ahead of the game.
Okay, now that's impressive. But they did mention some risks too, right? Can't be all smooth sailing from here.
True, true. They talked about things like currency fluctuations, which can really mess with their profits, especially with operations all over the globe.
Makes sense.
And of course, there's always that pressure to stay ahead of the curve in an industry that moves as fast as solar tech does.
It's a tough business for sure. It's like running a marathon, but the finish line keeps moving further away.
Exactly.
One thing that stood out to me was their point about inconsistent solar cell quality and how that affects everyone down the line. Can you elaborate on that a bit? What's the big deal with a few inconsistent cells here and there? It's like they say, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And when we're talking solar panels, those individual cells are the links.
100%. If you've got inconsistent quality in those cells, it can snowball into a whole bunch of problems. Lower efficiency, shorter lifespan, even safety issues. Imagine building a house on a shaky foundation. It's just asking for trouble.
Yeah, not a recipe for success. So this inconsistent quality thing sounds like a widespread issue for the whole solar industry, not just a little blip for Aurora.
It's a biggie, because even with the best materials and cutting-edge tech, if the manufacturing process isn't rock solid, those cells are going to be all over the place. And that means inconsistent panels in the end.
Okay, so where does Aurora's intelligent PL platform come into all this? Are they going to single-handedly fix the solar industry's quality control problems?
Well, I don't know about single-handedly, but their platform could definitely be a game changer when it comes to making solar panels more consistent and reliable.
It's all about those hidden flaws
Right.
and being able to predict how they'll play out over time.
You got it. With that level of detail, manufacturers can really fine-tune their processes, nip those issues in the bud, and churn out some seriously high-quality cells.
So basically giving manufacturers the tools to step up their game, which means better solar panels for everyone.
Now you're getting it. Higher quality means greater efficiency, panels that last longer, and ultimately, solar energy that's more affordable. Everybody wins.
Music to my ears. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into Aurora Solar Technologies. We've covered a lot of ground today, from their record revenue to navigating the ever-changing global landscape, plus their big move into inline production systems and that super intriguing intelligent PL platform. But the big question is, can they really shake things up in the solar industry with this platform? And if they do, what could it mean for the future of clean energy? Something to ponder. Until next time, thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.